What is up? This is Hambone, and this is my new series called Strategies for The Last of Us Multiplayer. And I will be going over useful tactics and loadouts that I find to be quite useful in this series. But today's video is on the topic of opening routes. Now, for y'all that don't know, an opening route is your initial route that you move your character off the spawn. And in this game, your opening route, you're going to want to include supply points and medkits for where you need to get to in your route so you can get to your position with the most materials possible. And your routes are actually going to differ between supply raid and survivor, but only a little bit, simply because of where supply points spawn at. And now, the first thing that you should do in any game mode, whether it be survivor or supply raid off the opening route, is pick up the initial spawn point right off the bat. You can usually get a pretty good amount of supplies from it, especially in supply raid. Usually not as much in survivor, but you need to get this up regardless so you can get some initial supplies so you can have some saved up, so if you do get to another supply point you can be able to make something. Now, the next thing you should probably worry about is where are the medkits on the map. You should figure out where medkits are on the map, so when you're taking your route, trying to get to your initial position that you want to get to, wherever it be, that you can pick up a medkit. There's usually medkits on both sides of the map. There's usually some in the middle too, if there is a middle route. And as you can see in this case, I'm running, I actually don't pick it up, but I just passed it and it was down the ground on my right on this case, and there's actually one across from me for the other side. And in supply point, normally what you're going to want to do, I actually don't show it in this video because I don't think I had an example on hand of it, but you want to run up and you actually want to defend and watch a supply point at the beginning for the most part. Supply raid, usually supply points are out in the middle, open, or in tons of fire lines, and you can easily get killed if you go for a supply point that's out in the open in supply raid. In survivor, that's actually a little bit different because supply points are actually located on both sides for both teams to get. They're actually located closer, so you can be able to get another supply point without worrying about getting shot. But as you can see, I was just showing off the other one. Now, this is a real life scenario where I'm showing off my initial route on Dam, which I actually do something a little different than I normally would. But I open up that initial supply point, as you can see, and I'm running. I'm taking a route, and this is the normal route I would take. I actually wouldn't do what I'm going to do here in a second, but I almost forget the med kit, but I pick it up, and then I run. And instead of usually setting up on that left side right there, I run straight to the supply point. I did this just so I could show this, how quickly the enemy team can actually get up on you. And as you can see, they're already there. They're already getting shots on me because I went for it way too early without checking, clearing out the area before I went for it. And now they're pushing me back. But luckily I got my teammate here, and I get behind him, and he actually ends up helping me in that situation. And now here's another example of what happens when you're maybe not as lucky, or maybe you get a late spawn. But as you can see, I run up, doing my initial path again. I'm picking up the supplies, and now I'm running off to the right, and I actually don't pick up a med kit here. There was actually one right there, but there is another one in front of me, luckily, that I remembered was there. And I run up, I get my med kit, and now I'm trying to sneak up, be kind of sneaky, getting this supply point, but there's someone to my left now, and there's someone in front of me, and in this case I get shot, and then my hits don't register, and then I get taken out. Nothing I could really do there except maybe not push up as quickly as I did, but that was my fault. Now, opening route in University, there actually happens to be a health pack right off the start here, and I get to this opening supply point right out of the spawn, and in this case I'm actually showing what happens when you and your team move together. We actually run into some luck in this case where there happened to be no one who went this route, but this is what you should do in supply raid when you're trying to get these in the middle of the map supply points. See, alright, this is my opening route. That's actually where my opening route ends. I end at that corner, and I'm actually looking down the hallway, defending the supply point. But my teammate moves up. Actually, no one fires at him, so I see it's okay to get that supply point, and I'm able to set up now. Now, in Survivor, I actually play not as aggressive as I do in Supply Raid, for the most part, and I'm going to be showing what I'm talking about in a second. But I still do the same thing in Survivor for the most part. I run out, I pick up this initial supply point, and I actually do make a mistake right here. I do not pick up a health pack in this particular case because I was trying to get to the supply point quicker, but that's kind of a mistake on my part. But I skip the health pack and I go up here, and this is actually closer to our spawn, so I don't actually have to worry about getting shot or anything off the spawn right there. Now, in this case, on the bottom side of Lakeside, there's actually a much better spawn for you. You can run straight up the middle on Lakeside, which is what I like to do, and this is where my opening route ends, on Lakeside at the bottom every time, right at this truck. Simply because you can get to this middle supply point and get a bunch of materials right off the bat, and there's a health pack waiting there for you. I think it's kind of unfair on this map, considering that it's right in the middle, but as you can see, I'm able to get into a position and down that dude immediately. My teammate actually ends up getting him for me, but I'm in a great position here to put shots on the enemy team, and this is where I want to be at the end of my opening route. Now, for a quick recap, your opening route should include a initial spawn supply point. It should include a medkit in some form or fashion, and then if you're in Survivor, it should include a second supply point, and then you should always end up in a position to rather get kills on the enemy or defend another supply point. So if you thought this video was helpful, be sure to like it, and if you're looking for more helpful tips for The Last of Us multiplayer, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.